Hi guys, welcome to a new tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how to make a platformer in Scratch part 1. Let's get started. Okay, I have a sprite called player. Here's the player. I have two customs. This is when the player moves to the right, and this is when the player moves to the left. In this video, I will show you how to code the player and the ground. Okay, let's start with the player sprite. When green flag clicked, hide, go to front layer. Now when I receive new message, outro, let's hide. When I receive level complete, set the ghost effect to 0, set size to 250, go to minus 203, and y negative 70. Hit here, and it's now it's bigger. Okay, now make two new variables. Delete this variable, call my variable, delete this. Now put x velocity for this probably, and y velocity also for this probably. Okay, now we can set both of these variables to 0. Now, when I receive start, I'll make a new message called start. Okay, show, go to negative 220, and for y negative 70, switch custom to the right custom, and now put hide variable x velocity and hide variable y velocity. And set the x velocity to 0 and set the y velocity to 0. Now forever change y velocity by negative 1 and if of an OR operator key pressed or key right arrow pressed, another or mouse down and grab greater than mouse x is greater than x position. Now put these operators in the if then, change the x velocity by 1, switch custom to the right. Now duplicate of this and here put the A key pressed and the left arrow pressed or mouse down, and now put the X position is greater than mouse X, change X velocity by -1 and switch custom to the left. Okay, now put set X velocity, put it here by multiply X velocity multiplied by 0.9 and change X by X velocity. Now if you click on the start, you can see the player can move and we have the animation. This is so cool. Okay, now if touching the ground, change Y by 1 and now duplicate this 4 times and now in the last one put change Y by -4 and change X by X velocity multiply not this because this operator now is here. Okay, now X velocity multiplied by -1. Okay, now put this in the change X by. Okay, now let's do the jumping. Run if statement if key up arrow pressed or key W pressed. Okay, search W, it's here. Another or mouse down and grab greater than and if Y position is no if mouse Y is greater than Y position. Now put this in the R and all of these operators in the if. Okay, now what are we going to put here? Set the Y velocity to 12. Now I run if else greater than If x velocity is greater than 0, set the x velocity to -10, and in the else put set x velocity to 10. Oh guys, so sorry. This was also an if else. Oops. Now, in this if else, what are we going to put? Okay, set the x velocity to 0. And now change the y by y velocity. And now let's test this. Okay, let's skip coding. And now, if touching ground, let's change the y by grab a minus and grab a multiply. Y velocity minus multiply y velocity multiplied by 2, and this operator put it in the change y by. Okay, and set the y velocity to 0. Now here put change y by -1. And now we can create a new sprite called spikes. And now I'll try to make a spike. I'll show you how to make spike. Make it to a gray color. Make a perfect square. Now click here on the reshape tool and click here. Now we can click here and here. Now you have this spike. Let's reduce the size by 30. Okay, that's good. Now, if touching the spikes, repeat 10, change the ghost effect by 10, go to -213 and -70, set ghost effect to 0, and set the both variables x velocity and y velocity to 0. Now making a sprite called ladder. And for now, let's make a red rectangle. Then we can do changes if you want. Okay, go to the player and here. If touching lava, now duplicate all of this and put it here. And now, if the x position is greater than 245, repeat 20, change the ghost effect by 23, go to front layer, and now we can broadcast level complete. Now, finally for the player, put when R key pressed, it's the restart, so we can go to negative 100, negative 213 and negative 80. Okay, this is for the player. Now let's go the ground. When I receive level complete, next costume, and when green flag clicked, switch costume to platform 1. I have a lot of costumes and this is the first one. Okay, and now when I receive start, go to front layer. Okay, that's for the ground. Now go to spikes. When green flag clicked, switch costume to the spike 1. Have only one costume. Then in other video, I will making more spikes and changing the lava and spikes. And when I receive level complete, next costume. Now for the lava, when I clicked, go to 0 and -9, go to back layer, and I'll put a forever, the glide 1.56 to x 0 and 8. Now duplicate this by 1.5 seconds to x and y 0, 0. Duplicate both of this, let 1.5 seconds to 0 and -8. And finally, glide 1.5 seconds 200. Okay, guys. Let's see. Okay, guys, this is all for episode 1. I hope you enjoy it. We coded the player, the ground, the spikes, and lava. Next episode, we will do a lot more things. I hope you enjoyed this video. So, bye bye.